Good morning. Good morning, good afternoon, wherever we find you. Welcome to the Trading Syndicate. I'm JJ. Hey, Colin, Dan, all the folks joining us on YouTube. Good to have you with us. Let's see what we got going on this Wednesday afternoon in the UK. Hey, Raj. All right. Kevin, how's your Cape Cod summer going? Hey, Moran, how are you? Good afternoon. Getting cold already? Jeez, that's no good. Well, it's too bad. Alrighty. I guess we should do some work, huh? We should do some work. So, folks, this is the tradingsyndicate.org, and this is where we help you to use practical tools and common sense to trade. And we start out looking at sort of the bird's eye view, longer term map, and you can see we finally had some liquidation. Whoa. That was from the previous session. We had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 days of inventory above 64.51. It's liquidated. Now, market's handling it pretty good. Yesterday we had a nice liquidating day down to 64.19, and tonight we creeped all the way down to 64.09. And it seems that we're stopping one tick shy of my levels, because I had 18 3/4, and I think we stopped at 19. And then tonight we stopped at 9, and I had 8 3/4. So we're close. Now, looks like we're going to open inside yesterday's range. Now, which is kind of surprising to me. I was kind of looking to see if we get any further liquidation and maybe open down in this area here, but nothing yet. So that's number one. Where are we going to possibly open? We're going to open in yesterday's range. Now, what else we're looking for is, do we open in yesterday's value area, which we are, which is where 70% of the cost basis is. But the other thing is, overnight inventory is pretty short, right? Which means the bulk of the trading is underneath the previous day's close. So under normal conditions, you get a move higher. We're already seeing some of that. Now, I know everybody's aching to short this thing, but this market has a very annoying habit. And that habit is we'll get a liquidation but it only lasts for a day. And I'm going to bring your attention to the liquidation at the end of July, right? We had a massive gap down, and we filled it the next day. Here we don't even have a gap. So be aware of that. Also be aware that there are 4 gaps previous to the upside that we have not filled. Okay, we have not filled those gaps to the upside. I mean, we haven't gone down and filled them. So now I'm not trying to say we're long biased, but it's something we should be aware of. Let's go take a kind of a more in-depth view. I was looking for this level here. Do you see this? Just right above 6,400, because I noticed that we had these 2 days of cost basis, right? Before the move higher, right? I call this a skyhook, Kareem style. We threw the market up, and it went sideways for 5 days before we had to put it on sale. So now we've put it on sale. Looks like buyers have come in, right? We'll see. It's too early, right? And it is a B profile, right? It's like a big B profile, right? From 8 to 28. That means what a B profile, folks, means is a fancy way of saying that this liquidating inventory is being absorbed here, like a catcher's mitt. So here's the deal. All you I have to short people, and I feel you, right? I used to be a short seller. Back in the 90s, I was trained by one of the most feared short sellers in the small cap and penny stock world. And when his market maker symbol would come on a stock, anybody who knew better would sell the stock and get out of it because he would crush it. But those were the days before 2005 and regulation SHO, and the markets were very different then. Now it's not fun for short sellers, right? Exactly, Christian. It's a different business. The business has changed because they changed the rules, right? So you got to borrow to short, and now you get paid to actually hold stocks instead of flip them out. So what we're going to do is we're going to watch these levels, and it's okay to take hit and run shorts. I'm not beating up short sellers or any of that. All I'm saying is, right, hit and run shorts are okay. What does that mean? Shorting, short-term trades, right? When you find a seller, sell next to the seller. When they stop selling, for the love of God, cover your position, okay? Don't get caught when the seller goes away. Because when your seller goes away, right, it gets ugly quick, right? Because all it happens to do is you get a limited amount of supply. When that supply runs out and you are short and you don't have your act together and you kind of fall asleep at the switch, right, a big buyer order will come in, and that's where you get the big green candle of death, right, where you just get ripped. Watch out for that, okay? Position shorts. Now, because we're down here and because we have 5 days of inventory above us, I am hoping, right, that normal market mechanics take place and we come, not all these people are going to sell at the same time. So how much of that is actually left to sell out? And what is the percentage of the people who are holding up here who have sold out versus the percentage of people who are holding? That's called buying retention. Usually this market has pretty good buying retention. I'm not going to lie. I'm surprised by it myself, right? I am shocked and surprised by the buying retention in this market. So, what do we do? How do we trade this, right? If you are a larger long-term trader, right, and this market cannot take out yesterday's low, okay? And let me say it again. If you are trading size and this market cannot take out yesterday's low, for the love of God, don't be stubborn, right? Watch your risk. If it takes out yesterday's low and then cannot take out the overnight low, those are our two big, what do you got? You guys use the word go, no go, right? That kind of thing, right? Right? If it can't take out these levels, be careful, okay? If you are short and it takes out the overnight low, now in normal business, after a liquidation, normal, and I'm using air quotes, right? In normal, quote unquote, normal business, it's normal to try these levels to see what's lurking under them in RTH. Because in Globex, there were buyers. But in regular trading hours, right, are there buyers? That's a normal thing to do, to come and test these lower levels, right? If this thing opens up and we get above 64.28 and a half, that's kind of like your warning level if you're short. If we take out yesterday's close and the overnight high, then be careful, okay? Because this market has the most annoying habit of running out of supply just when everybody gets short. It happens all the time. It's been happening since COVID. The upper stops, and I'll show them to you, are the top of these half-hour candles, right? So if we take out that overnight high, it's going to gun for these upper stops, right? You got your PC working? Congratulations. I know that's a moment of truth when your PC's not working all morning and you finally get it to work, right? Yeah. So that's my, yeah, the updates, man. Windows 11 gave me nightmares for a while. I think it's finally, and I got my fingers and toes crossed. I think Windows 11 is finally stable, right? But it doesn't like a lot of programs. So overnight inventory is short. We've already corrected upwards. I think, now I'm not trying to, I think when we open, we're going to go between 18 and 28. I expect us to test yesterday's low. If we don't, we will rotate up, okay? Ah, good question. Hey, Juice, what's going on? Back to Monday. You were saying that unfilled buy orders create a bottom. How do they know there are buyers there? Aha. Because what you do, my friend, even if you're a long and you're selling long, this is what you do. Say I've got 4,000 contracts for sale, right? Say I got to sell 4,000 contracts, right? What I'll do is I'll put a bid under here and I'll see if I get hit. If I don't get hit, I know there's buyers competing with me. So I'll raise my offer. That's why they call it making a market. Hey, Matt, Nimble Jack, welcome to the room. Hank, what's going on, Hank? How you doing? Right. Also, if you are a wholesaler OJ, you will have you'll have the orders. You know why? Because they put their orders in with you. How's that? Right? So if you're a wholesaler and you have a buy order for 2,000 contracts coming in, then you know there's buyers, right? It's their job to know, right? The simple answer to your question is if you're trading that kind of size, my friend, it is your job to know where the buyers and where the sellers are, right? Just like a doctor, their job to know, where all the bones are connected, right? Does that make sense? We spend years looking for the bid. See, traders are like, those dogs that go and find truffles, right? We go find bids. That's our job. Get it? Does that kind of help? Right? I'm like a truffle sniffing pig. Yeah. Every morning, right? I used to have this client, and we lost him in December, and I miss him dearly. And he was the uncle of, if you ever see Omni, who's in our room, and you see him always powerlifting, right? The powerlifting kid, right? His uncle was one of my mentors. And every morning he'd call me up because his uncle and the brothers, there were three brothers, and they were like adopted family. I was like the youngest one. They adopted me into their family. They taught me the business, and they made billions. And, he would call me up every morning, and he'd go, "Gorilla, you big bitch. Go find the bid." Right? And he's the one who gave me the nickname Gorilla, right? So every single morning, right? I'd call I'd answer the phone, right? And if I answered in less than one ring, if it took more than one ring to answer, oh my God, he'd chew my ass out, right? And be like, "Gorilla, go find the bid, big bitch, get after it," right? So I'd have to go and find where the buyers are in the market, right? So what we'd do is, because we'd always be selling stock, right? So I'd go and I'd find the bid, right? I'd sell, 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 sell. I'd tap the market down. Then there'd be a level where I'd sell and they wouldn't move because someone was sitting there with a big buy order. You get it? So as soon as I found the bid, I would go and throw a bigger bid on top of it and make those buyers chase us. Do you guys kind of understand? That's why when you guys see big bids on a stock, you guys automatically assume there's a big buyer, right? Like, for example, here, right? So here I found the bid, right? And then I put one of my guys up at 4:30 and had him show 100,000 shares. And I'm selling off that offer, right? Every single one of those market makers was me, right? So that's how you find out these things, Juice, right? That's why they call it making a market, because that's what we're doing actively, right? We're actively always trying to find where the buyers are, where the sellers are, right? So we're always trying to find the bid. It is. You know, it's like we're those guys in who are trying to find the lost treasure of the Aztecs or something, right? Yeah, exactly, right? We just sell two for every one we buy. Exactly, right? Right? It was a good time. Yeah, I miss him dearly, man. That was one of my best clients. I remember when I got wiped out after 9/11. I didn't even have a car, and he used to like pick me up and drive me to work every morning. He was the best. I miss him a lot. But yeah, yeah, taught me a lot about the markets as well. So let's see where we open. Overnight point of control is up here. So what we've been doing is we've been the liquidation of yesterday at the end of the day. So we're just kind of we added to it here, average down, and they're just getting rid of product here. Now, what we're curious about is who's coming into the store when we open the doors, right? Good distribution. Yeah, lovely distribution, right? Distribution is the lifeblood of markets, right? Order flow is customers, distribution is us selling to customers. So we can liquidate our inventory. Right, so we're all set to go. Three points is nothing wrong with 3 points, AO. I'll take 3 points all day, every day. You know, 3 points on 5, 10 contracts, right? You can buy a lot of meatball subs with that kind of money if I was allowed to eat bread. Nothing wrong with 3 point trades. Yeah, you take them when you can get them, right? You had a couple of nice longer runs. But in the meantime, just keep hitting those singles. Nothing wrong with hitting out singles. It's beautiful. Right? It's good business. I like to make money in a boring fashion. Hey, Sadiq, what's going on? How's the heat over there? Now, of course, Sadiq, the question everyone's asking is, are they going to marry you off when you're there before you come back to BC? You know, I had to ask, right? You know, it was out there. I had to ask. I'm saying that because one of my buddies is in Egypt, and his parents are they got him. Oh man, might be a little choppy off the open, folks. So get a coffee, right? Don't panic if it's choppy, right? Just let this thing open up nicely. Chill. Don't worry, your trade will come. So I thought they bought you that big monitor to distract you. Next thing you know, there'll be a girl sitting next to your desk. Listen, if I don't give you a hard time, nobody else will, right? You know, I haven't even looked at the NQ in weeks. What the hell is the NQ doing? Let's go take a look. Got 3 minutes. Eh, It's taking a bit of a break. Boy, you got to wonder how many people got short in this area under 20,000 that just helped push price higher. Gosh. What are the hot stocks of the day? How's PLTR? Well, found a bid. What's the flavor of the day this morning in the wide world of equities? Look at that. Big green candle. See? See, they got him again. Look. You know, this little thing, this is so easy. And I actually took a trade like this yesterday when it was doing this. Right? I drew a little box and I took a trade in the box and I built a little position. I had my out at the bottom and then I sold into strength. If that becomes a thing, we're going to explore it because that's the second time now that I've seen this happen. Hey, Seeker, how you doing? So if we take out 64.30, you've seen that too, eh, Zeth? Chop, 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 and then all of a sudden a big buyer comes in and boom, you get a big green candle. Now, there's usually not much follow through, right? Is it a thing, Moran? Okay. Do we have a poor low? Yeah, we do. How did I forget that? Thanks for reminding me. Poor low. Inventory is short. Overnight low is a poor low. And oh, crap. What did I forget? Look at the low of the 12th. Remember the 12th? We have not taken, we are still inside the range of the 12th, right? Which is pretty freaky. The 12th range was 8 3/4, all the way up to 64.69, I think. So here we go. I want to see what's underneath the open. Come on. Let's see what's underneath 28. See, it's having a hard time getting under that 28 level. Right? If it comes back up over 28, we'd look to go long, let them work this out. No reason to jump in just yet. Right? You see a seller all the way down to that overnight POC. Watching the bottom of these candles here to see if we stop selling off. Otherwise, we're going to come down and tickle VWAP. There's VWAP. Don't be surprised if we test that overnight low, okay? I'm not short. I was not quick enough to get short. That's okay. Then we hit VWAP, and this looks like a look below and fail of 22 3/4. I have one word for you, Mihai. Omerta. Let's see if we can stay above VWAP. Looking for that previous day low. There it is. Is that a buy? I would prefer if we go down underneath and come back up. I hate it when it stops right to the tick. Once we get over 23, it's a better long. Come on, come on. Break the low. Break the low. Show us what you got underneath that 19. Come on. Don't tease me now. Come on. Oh, you tease. Come on, come on, come on. Give me a tick. 2 ticks. Give me 2, 3 ticks. Come on. There we go. There we go. I'm looking to see if that brings in buyers or if they dump the inventory into this. There's a seller at 19. Once that seller is cleaned out, once we regain the previous day low, can let it go up. They'll sell into it somewhere before VWAP. There. So now I buy it at 20 and 3/4. Sold one at 22. And I'll put my offers out. Out one at 23 and 3/4. Another one at 23 and 3/4. I still have 4 left. And I'm long at 20, just under 21, and I'm flat. Okay. There we go. That's a look below and fail of the previous day low. Very common market profile trade, right? Very, very common. Just a quick scalp to the upside with a couple of contracts, right? It's a simple trade, right? We were waiting for that 19 to break to see what would happen. When it came back up, I bought the 2021 area and then just sold right into it at 24. Make a couple of points, right? Found the bid. Exactly, right? We found the bid. It was underneath the previous day low. Now let's see, do we still bid that area, right? And this is how we use just plain old common sense to trade. Right? It doesn't have to be complicated. We don't have to, write a doctoral thesis on order flow. Right? All we got to do is just find where the buyers are. Yeah. Exactly, Go. It's about catching a few points here, a few points there. You can make 10, 15 points a day on 3 to 5 contracts. That's not bad money. I mean, okay, you're not buying a Gulf screen. Like, you're not ordering the new G, whatever it is, right? But at least you're paying your rent, you know? Now, what's next? Back and forth. Now it's choppy. I don't want to touch it now. Leave it alone. Oh, you're welcome, Odinson. Welcome to the room. Good to have you with us. Right? Our big thing is simplicity. You know? Just keep it simple. I just want you guys to make some cash and enjoy your life. It doesn't have to be a big, huge deal, right? All right, let's see. Can we stay inside yesterday's range? Being relaxed is good. You know, there's a lot of trading rooms that hype people up, you know, and get ready and have your Red Bull, and I'm like, just chill out, man. If you're nice and calm, you're going to take better trades, you're going to make better business decisions, right? And you live longer. You're not when I had this one boss, and oh, the guy was so stressed out. He had a bottle of Maalox in his Mercedes, on the trade desk, in his office. He had a bottle of Maalox in every car that he had, you know, and he was so stressed out. The dude abides, exactly, Nano. I always felt bad for him. And then I knew why. One day he came and he said, JJ, my wife spent $60,000 on curtains. I said, for the White House? He goes, no, for one room in our house. And I go, okay, maybe you should give me some Maalox. That stressed me out. We're looking for sellers at 64.25 and a half. Oh, they're at 24. Okay. Trading can be very stressful. We try to alleviate that stress. Yeah, I thought they were magic curtains, but they weren't. Hey, Miami, what's going on? How you doing? Well, this chop is just unacceptable. Need to get some customers in the store. As long as we're here, why don't we go try that overnight low and see what's creeping around down there? Yeah, trading at home is kind of. I really miss being on a trade desk, having people around. At least you could play practical jokes on people when it's quiet. Although I know they have human resources now, I probably wouldn't be able to get away with half of the stuff I pulled. Here we go. Come on, sell something. Take out these stops. Yeah, the overnight low at 9. Okay. We're just scrubbing that previous day low. I'm getting a little short biased, but we got to take out 17 for it to stick. Thanks, Jeff. Come on. Oof. It's like taking a dog to the vet. It doesn't want to go. Come on. Let's get down to 12. There we go. Next stop is 12 and a quarter. There's so much short covering, eh? Oh, Nice work, Miami. Nice work. You got to keep that Louis Vuitton money coming in, right? I know, I know. Been there, done that, got the T-shirt. uh, uh, taking out that previous day low brought in buyers. Another look below and fail. Not too eager to trade this right now. Let's see. Now, if we get above VWAP, we can expect some sellers up here at 25 and change. Remember, they sold into it here, right? They were selling into it here and here. So just remember that if you're long. Seller at 22 and 3/4 again. Hey, Glenn, how you doing? What's up, Taco? It's a bit of a blender this morning. I was lucky to get one good trade, and that's why I don't want to overtrade. I'm always paranoid about overtrading. I don't see my setup, I'll just kind of leave it alone. There you go, Omen. Nice work. Yeah, your balance zones don't have to match mine. As long as they work for you, that's all that matters. That's nice. Good stuff. Okay, now we got some liquidation. The nice thing about the way we trade is when you see it chopping and you see it trying to get to a level, you don't have to worry. You just kind of relax and let it do its thing, you know? And you only get involved when your trade setup presents itself. This way you stay in a nice relaxed frame of mind, right? There. Now there is coming under that 13 and 3/4, right? So there are stops at 12 and a quarter. See, we just hit that 12/4 stop, right? They lifted the offer. Now, that's starting to look like a look below and fail, right? Give it time. Let the next candle open, right? Let the next candle open and see if it opens underneath 13 and 3/4 or above, right? See it's underneath. Let them sell. There you go. If you're looking for a long, wait until it explores the bottom of that 9, and the stops from the 12th are just under there. So let's see. Whoa, they got me. Look at that. So when it does stuff like that, I don't mind. I'll just let it. I used to always fall for it and buy it and then get stopped out. Right? There we go. Now we're going to come test that overnight low. We're getting close. Psych, they played with us. Not yet. Give it some time. No, Pollux, I won't trade it now until it goes. It needs to prove to me that there are buyers underneath that overnight low. The only way I can figure that out is if we go and test it. If you're a really quick scalper, you could maybe scalp it, but I'm not that fast this morning. So I'll wait. There's the overnight low. To the tick. Not good enough. I want to see what's lurking underneath it. Hope that makes sense. Now, it seems to be balancing here. Now, if you're long 10, stop 9, you're looking to sell 13. But there is a seller at 12, so beware. Hey, Diana, what's going on? I've learned the hard way to wait for this. How are you, Diana? Good to see you. Yeah, if you feel that you're getting shaken out of your position, it's that you're usually just too early, Omen. You're just too early. So had you done a look below and fail of 9/4 and bought 10, you'd want to have sell orders out at 12, 12 and a half, 13. And if they don't get taken, get out of the trade, right? I would feel much better if we came and there, break that overnight low, go underneath it, see what's lurking down there, and then pop back up. See? This is what I meant, Pollux. See? So that's just pure selling, right? So I didn't want to buy that little green candle, right? And if you're short, that's great. I'd be looking for 6,400 for bids. I'd wait, Pollux, until we get back over yesterday's. That is the safest long, quote unquote, safest long, right? Until we get back over 910. And if you're short, you're looking for bids at 6,400. Went right through 6,400. Let's see if it finds a bid. 63.98.75 is one of my levels. Let's see if we actually hit it and hold. Now, if I miss a short, I know it looks really good after the fact to say, oh, I could have sold here and bought it back there. But sometimes, honestly, I'll miss the short, and I'm okay with that. I don't mind. I don't have a big hairy fit because this liquidation will really, really bring much better price action, right? So there's a little trade here. Look below and fail of 6,400. Let's see if we hold 6,400. Yeah, that 9 EMA is nice. I haven't done enough work on it, but it's nice. Oh, that's a pretty chart, Diana. Let me see that. Oh, it's a nice chart. Oh, it's pretty. You guys are so creative with the. So if you're going long here, I'd kind of have to use a bit of a wider stop and put my stop sort of here, right? And if it starts taking out 6,400, then I know it's probably not the best trade. Right? I like to let the market find its bottom. Once the market finds its bottom, I'd rather do that. Let me see where the stops are. So just zooming out here. Make sure I have our stops in the right place. This is good liquidation. We've been waiting for this liquidation for a while. Right? We're selling into it at 91. I'll be looking for 87 on the bottom side. There we go. Short a little 90. Cover him at 88 and a half. Yeah, her volume profile does look like Skittles, doesn't it? It's making me hungry. Let's see if we catch a bid at 87. This is good. This is really healthy. Who knew? Guys, I'm going to post the chart. It's okay. You made your money. Now you can. Go to your day job and brag. Yeah, I've got 63.88 as sort of a decent level. And we just did a little look below by 1 point and came back up. Well, small bounce. It's one small short covering candle, right? Now, a lot of traders are going to get into trouble because they keep trying to buy the dip. This is not the kind of day to buy the dip on, okay? This is not the kind of day to buy the dip on. You want to let it come to rest, right? The knife is falling off the counter and it hits something and it bounces and it keeps falling. Don't get involved in that. Just leave it alone until it comes to rest. If you believe in your levels, you can take longs, right? But make sure you sell into strength because the inventory is above you. So if I picked up some at like say 87, I'm selling 89. I'm selling 90. I'm selling 91, right? And I'll just keep selling them, right? And that is how, right? Right? You've got to sell though, right? So I bought 87 when it cleared 86 and three quarters, and I took in a few contracts there. And I was just hitting the bid on the way up. And that worked nicely. And I'm done actually for now. I'm done for the day. The ranges have been big. I don't know if you've been watching, D, but they've been. And Diana has been with me since the beginning, before I even started the trading room. She's been one of the very patient people that has stuck with me when I didn't even know how to teach. Right? I'd be like, "Yeah, you know what we're gonna do, you know," and they'd be like, "What do you mean?" So it took me a while to figure out how to communicate. It's been a journey, I'll tell you that. That's good. Yeah, we have been through it all. Diana's been, yeah, she's been around since before I moved to the UK. Whole 9 yards. Really appreciate that. Now, do we actually go into the 8 times? Right, because we're kind of here. I'll show you what I'm talking about. This is the last sort of. Remember when we filled that gap? But these ranges are very big, so I don't know where the bid is in here. We'll have to see. All right, we'll have to see. But this is good liquidation. This is really good liquidation. This will give us some nice trading through the end of the month. It'll be nice. And here comes B period. Ooh, B period brought some buyers into the store. They're looking for a discount. There we go. There we go. 88 and three quarters, Alexander. 88 and three quarters. It is always better to trade with structure. Oh, you took some days off work. Good, good. So now we've got some decent short covering down here underneath 6,400. That's good. What's up, Glenn? Yeah, it's okay. Nice work, Blair. That's good trade entry. Beautifully done. Boy, I got to tell you, I'm really thankful for this liquidation. 2 weeks ago, I was trading horribly. Well, I wasn't feeling that great either, but I was not trading well. I was undisciplined, just like missing trades, you know. So I'm kind of glad I got my act together, you know. That's a good liquidation. That's healthy. You know, I would have been a little miffed if we had gone right all the way back up to yesterday's high. And I think we'll just kind of go back and forth now, right? Let's see. Have we brought any further selling? Hmm. Yeah. Back down. Let's go test that low. The next level I'll be looking at is 63.79. If this low breaks. Yeah, I don't know what they do in Jackson Hole, really. Won't speculate on that. Double bottom, I think that'll break. Looking to see if we break that 82. Yeah, I mean, the inventory's above us, and, you know, you really want to sell into strength in a market like this if you're going long. If 82 and a quarter works, then we have to double this out to 8. And what I'll do now is if it gets past 8 times discount, I will. I'll just redo my balance zones. Wait for it to go sideways and then redo them. And this, folks, is why we trade with stops. This is why we do the method that I do, where we're scalping. I know it's really nice to turn around in hindsight and go, oh, I could have bought it here and I could have sold it here, and then I'd be retired and going to the Ferrari dealership. But what's the actual reality? The reality is if you can make, a couple of $100 consistently every day, and then start building it out where you're making 1,000, 2,000 a day. Some days you're not going to, and the main thing is that you don't lose a lot of money when you don't. You know, we trade to make a living, and it's just a much easier, much like I've made my money for the day. Uh, I don't really want to do 16 Omen, so if we get past 8 times, like after this session, I got to run out for about an hour and a half. By the time I get back, we might find some balance, right? So then I'll redo it. I don't mind redoing the balance zones, right? It's like my girlfriend. She goes, I'm talking about this. She goes, I don't want to hear all that. Just give me one trade. I take that trade and I can retire. I'm like, well, that's not really kind of how it works. Don't bother me with the details. Just tell me where to buy it. Tell me where to sell it so I can quit my job. No kidding, right? Well, it's actually nice to see a sell. It's nice to see 2 days of selling. You know? Was that you 2 years ago? Oh, she's like that. She's like, I don't want to hear it. My next sort of area that I'm interested in is around 63.69, which is down here. If we can get down there. Rod, you're looking for 63.50. I've got a level at 63.49 quarter, which is kind of in the same neighborhood as what you're saying. Don't try and buy the dip now. Just let it find its bottom, right? You can sell into the rips when it does rip. Just don't get caught in bad trade location. A little short covering. Let's see if they sell into it at 82. Yep, they sold it into it. So how you can trade this if you're getting, if you want to learn how to scalp, when the market you get that big green candle and you'll see that the sellers are there at 84. So they'll come in front run. So they'll sell that 82. You sell next to them, right? Put your stop at 83, 84. Now, you know there's going to be some buying at 76, so try and buy 77, right? The cost basis from, August 4th to August 7th. Those days, that cost basis top is 79, and that's where we're at right now. Seems to be stabilizing here for a bit. Let's see what it does. So folks, while we're waiting for us to find the bottom, I want you to remind you to come visit us at the Trading Syndicate. I think we've built a nice community for people to help each other to learn how to make an income in this business. We'll help you with those funded accounts. I think the coupon code is still valid in the outline of the video. If not, DM me. And I will be starting a new mentoring course in September. We're just letting summer kind of run out. So if anybody's interested in mentoring, reach out to me. It's a lifetime mentoring program, so we're always, I work with you for as long as it takes. And that's unlimited one-on-one coaching. There's no restrictions. And for the rest of you who just want to check it out, come join us at the Trading Syndicate. It's month to month, so there's no huge commitment. I never like to say the low is in. Sort of let the market tell me that. See, the point of control now is moved down to 77, 78. Yeah, it's chopping around trying to find the bid, right? Stay out of the chop. I'm really curious about 63, 69. There's that stop at 73, 3/4. Here we go. Lower we go. Remember, short covering weakens a market, right? Short covering, when you're trying to create support, is unfilled buy orders. When those buy orders get filled, boop, it drops. Do I ever trade Bitcoin? No. I do not trade Bitcoin, but I do accumulate it when it sells off. My last buy on Bitcoin was 76,000. I was being greedy at trying to get 72, but it never went down there. Here we go. Let's see if 63.69 works. How come I don't trade it? Or why do I buy it? I buy it's the only thing I hold as a long term. I have Bitcoin and Ethereum. And it's more of a curiosity long. Oh, why is the short covering weakening the market? Because the short covering is support is created by unfilled buy orders. When you fill those buy orders, the market will go down looking for buyers at a lower level. That's why people were thinking that it wouldn't break 77, and it did because we filled those buy orders. Why am I watching 63 to 69? Great question. You see right here? It's the top of this cost basis, right? 79, 69. In here, I'm seeing if we find some bids in here. Now, if those levels break, I'll be looking for 49 and a quarter. There you go. We seem to have found some bids here at 73, 77. Let's see if we can creep back up to 82 and a quarter. Yeah, no problem. I have levels for 1 minute charts, daily charts, and then I have levels that go back to 2020, to the COVID times. And those levels are like big ones, like 63.06 to 65.47. You know, that's a big level for me. That's a big zone. And they're all available in my chart book. If you use Sierra Chart. No, folks. Now, curious, can we creep over that 82, 84 level that you see on the candle? I'm expecting a seller to pop out of the woodwork and whack it right here. But if they don't, then I'll be looking for up here at 90. So I was looking for that 69. We tagged 63.70. So I was off by about 4 ticks. That's okay. Right. Now let's see if we can creep past that goalie at 84. Because in 8 minutes, the next period will open. Do we have single prints? Or is that a massive chunk of excess from 83 down to 70? Let's see. Yeah, the day's not over yet, right, AO? We're only 2 half-hour periods into this day. It was a long day. Now, don't worry if you didn't make 100 grand trading today. That's not the point. You get these big ranges. Don't get freaked out by people talking about, you know, capturing the whole range. You worry about that. Just chop it into bite-sized, digestible pieces, right? That's what you want. Take a chunk here, take a chunk there, and then keep the money that you made. That is essential, right? Moreover than anything else is that you retain the money that you made, right? Don't give it back. See if we hold 63.82 on the backfill. It's a big thing, isn't it, Moran? Got to make that money and keep it. Exactly, Diana. Yeah. Yeah, uneducated traders will make stupidly large, oversized bets in markets, right? So when markets do what they do today, Aaron, it's okay. If you don't feel like, when I first started trading retail, I couldn't trade big ranges. I was much better in the back and forth, right? So it took me a while to clip in and out of the range, and I still never capture the whole range, and nor would I ever tell anybody that that's what I'm trying to do. You know, it's okay to not trade a volatile market or big ranges until you get comfortable with it, right? Any skill that you're trying to develop, you want to just really get comfortable, right? So you're not risking. Just remember one thing. And the old man taught me this. He used to own my brokerage firm that I worked at. He said, listen, kid, be long-term greedy. Okay? Just be long-term greedy. Okay? You can't, even if you don't make a lot of money today, right? Don't lose it all. You got to be in business tomorrow, right? Yeah, let's see if we get a B profile, D. Everyone's all probably panicking, thinking now, you'll see 2 days of selling, they'll say it's a bear market now, right? Right? Just let, this is just an exercise in steam control, right? Just let some steam out of the pot, right? Let the shorts cover with some dignity. Just check some. There we go, right? This is good liquidation, right? This is good. It's healthy. How's Microsoft? Where's Micro Squish? Yeah, back to 504. Nice. Tesla back under 328. There's been a constant seller in Tesla at 348. We've looked above it a couple of times, but not quite ready. Yeah, it's still not a bad, not a bad month. Yeah, we'll see. It's still early in the day. I want to thank you guys for joining me. I appreciate it. We will see you tomorrow morning. I do a session at 7:30 in the morning UK time, London time, and 9 in the morning New York time. And I appreciate you guys being with me. Guys in my coaching class who are looking for one-on-ones and stuff, I will be gone for about an hour and a half. Then I'll be back. Okay? Thank you so much. Thanks, Renee. We'll see you folks tomorrow morning. Stay out of trouble, Lear. And welcome to all the new people in the room. If you have any issues, any help, or you need any help, please reach out, DM me, and we'll see you all tomorrow. Thank you so much. Have a wonderful, wonderful trading day. Hey, Miami, have a good one, brother. Thanks, all right. We'll see you soon. Bye for now.